Welcome to CATtheMinion YouTube channel. My name is Theresa, but you can call me Cat. Hopefully you can hear me alright over the necessary air conditioning. This is going to be a September 2020 deeper dive reading for Libra. Now, if you're seeing this on some other time that's not September 2020, that's fine. It's just a marker to differentiate when it came out. So these energies could be hitting anybody at any time in the future. This is for the Patreon channel. I don't know if I said YouTube when I started, but I wasn't listening. This reading is based on my life purpose reading, which you can order. It's $101, or there's an extended version which has 9 extra cards for $111. And I've taken just the meaty part of the reading and switched out the 6 oracle cards for the charms instead. But it's going to be an overview of the life purpose, an overview of the life, and then a view of, like, in total, and then the work, and then relationships. So it's who you are, what you're doing, and how you do it. And it's going to give a really deep look at what aspects of Libra's life are coming up in the energies playing out in the month of September. So it's not like a whole thing of your whole life forever and ever. It's which aspects are energy-wise are coming up that require warning or attention. I got a vitamin I'm finishing here. I'm using this Gilded Reverie Lenormand. I don't know what flavor this is, but it tastes weird. I've got the Syrian Starseed Tarot, and I've got this Bradley Valentine Angel Tarot deck. So I'm gonna do these backwards of how I was doing with the other 2 readings I did already. And I'm gonna shovel these cards out, and you'll see it in a minute. Now, when I shoveled these out before, I did them the other way, but I want to make sure I have enough clearance for my box of charms over there, which hopefully I'll actually remember to use at the right spot instead of halfway through the reading, because I keep forgetting. I had a lot going on for a couple of days, and my brain was gone. I was doing readings all day yesterday with a busted throat, so I coughed it into oblivion. It seems better today. I'll leave that in the challenge position. Okay. Right up in here. There's some space because those Syrian cards are bigger. Like large, medium, and schmurl. These cards have like plastic instead of paper cards, and they're large, so they're hard to deal with and mostly hard to shuffle as well. But now that the edges are kind of scuffed up, they're easier to move around. I don't like. I think that one stays that way too. I don't like it when they're too long for me to pull out in my hands. Okay, I guess that one's still. I don't know how people with little teeny hands do it. I like it when I can hold it, although I guess one goes down there. Another one sideways. Just chucking out every direction. You know what? For space, it doesn't matter which way they go. Actually, no, I'm going to leave it there. I changed my mind again. In the interest of having room for all of this crap. There. Okay. So the way that I'm setting these segments up, this is the past, this is the present, and this is the potential future. So that section I just laid out is the relationship section. My leg hurts. I need to get some exercise. They're sideways. Well, it's down here, I think. Oh, okay. And the challenges here for Libra, like really trying to swing things into balance. This is the most challenged position cards I've had in a reading in a while. So it's not especially normal for them to come out. I feel like that one goes sideways too. This one's taking up a whole heck of a lot of room. I'm gonna run out of room. I'm gonna have to put these over here somewhere. Still doesn't quite fit. If I put these here, I'll remember to use them in the middle of the reading before I go to the next section. Okay. Going through the trouble of setting this up on camera, because this is a paid access thing, and if I was doing a personal reading I would take the time to do it on camera. When I post stuff on regular YouTube I kind of skimp on that a little bit because it's free and I'm like, it's whatever, people are gonna be in a place where they want to gripe about it, be it, like if I'm faking the cards, that's never mind. I have the time in my life to be that worried about about trying to like palm the cards or lay them out in a certain way. It's like I can read the language, but I can't speak it. Okay. So this section here is... Oh, did I forget it? Yeah, I forgot a row. It's because there's a lot of them. The section in the middle is the work section. This is what you're doing. It's not necessarily your job that you go to and get paid every day. Oh, I lost the other card that I saw. Okay, I guess I'm going to take in these two. Put that one down here. Turn it the other way. Okay. So this is the work section. Past, present, potential, future. And then, is that even in the... I'm going to have to move the camera some more. Almost the whole thing in there. Let me try to get the camera a little lower. Ooh, maybe. Maybe. I'm trying to get the tripod to cooperate. I think I've got all of it in there, just about. Readjust the thing here. can't see from the angle. And my legs are stuck to the chair. Okay, so I've got just about the whole spread in there. Okay. This is focused to about here. I am going to pick up the cards and stuff and show them. That's in there. Okay. What's my time? 9 minutes. Alright. What am I doing? Where's this? Okay. Let me get my energy cheat sheet out from under the camera. This is the overview of your life. So this is Libra, which I forgot to mention. We're dealing with Libra, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, Venus, or any other, if you have a stellium, if you're being affected by certain energies, if you're feeling any effects from the planet Venus. And you're in some sort of Libra's good for if you're waiting for the outcome of something, like a court ruling or whatever. Like if you're gonna get accepted to college or one of those things that requires like a presentation or documents and a review. Okay. I feel like there's something else, Libra, but I don't remember right now. So what I'm gonna do the past cards for Leo first here. I'm just gonna start because I'm gonna forget. Okay. So the overview for Leo in the past, not Leo, Libra. Oh my god, if I could talk. So we have the Man inverted, Ace of Cups inverted, number 28. So we could be dealing with 2 cups, 8 cups, 10 cups, or the major arcana numbers as well. We have potentially wheel energy. He might feel a little bit downtrodden, a little trampled. I'm just saying he because it's a masculine energy. So we have 1, this is the Messenger, and we have the 9 of Cups inverted. So it's this sort of broken heart, and then 10 to go with that, but also 11 total. 10, 11. There's something that's not being... There's like a message that's undelivered. Okay, so this card was inverted and I felt like I needed to flip it around. This is 11 again. Ace of Swords. This is the alternate woman card. And it's a Venus symbol, which is Libra right away. Now notice how I said this card came out inverted, and when I was setting it in, I felt like I needed to turn it. Right? So in theory, these 3 cards could have been inverted altogether. But I feel like there's a turning point in a feminine energy holding on to some truth. And it's interesting because the feminine energy is holding the masculine suit, and the masculine energy is holding the feminine suit. Let me see what 9 of Cups energy is. Okay. It's Jupiter in Pisces, so it's Sagittarius energy, which is the wheel. And it's inverted. I couldn't get a message to you, and I was gonna come and see you, but my car broke down. Or I can't travel to your country because of COVID. And I'm sort of, now because Libra could be balance, it could be an aspect of the duality nature of the human being, of masculine and feminine. And I see 1 here, and it tells me the Magician, which tells me male energy, which would bring this to 29 and 29, and they'd be equal. And then we'd have 911, emergency. It's a little bit Bee Gees, I've got to get a message to you. So it's sort of like in the past, Libra's life purpose is to understand what it feels like when the masculine and feminine energies are unable to communicate in a harmonious manner. Ooh, I just got spirit slapped too. Let's look at what's going on for Libra in the present. The Seeker of Crystals. Okay, is that in the camera? This is the Page of Pentacles. Spring with Earth of Earth energy. This is a 1 or an 11. So we're seeing these numbers repeat. It's the Page of Pentacles. The 8 of Flames. 8 of Wands energy is Mercury in Sagittarius. So we have rapid communication, rapid movement. I've got wings on my feet. And this is a 9 together, or 19. The Sun energy breaking down to 10, or 1, and then this donut shape, 0. Some kind of completion portal. Notice too also Cups, Swords, Pentacles, Fire. We're trying to get through these different elements in the past and the present in this life purpose situation. We have the Master of Flames here, the King of Wands. Okay. I see a masculine and I see a feminine. And I see this portal opening between them. It's like, why is she at 11 and he's at 14? Why is there a disparity? But she's trying to manifest something in the material world. I'm getting a little bit of Madonna Material Girl. It's a little, it could be a little bit of what have you done for me lately, but it's like we need communication. It has to happen. We can't just keep sitting on this wheel that's not turning. But somehow this pressure, this emotional pressure, flips the masculine energy into this 1 and or 14 energy of the King of Wands. The Master of Flames. What's my energy down here? Okay, so we have Cancer and Leo with Air of Fire. So the masculine is entering into this solar center of his own being through this emotional pressure. It's like going so deep into the heart chakra that you break through the bedrock into the next chakra down. This can be a 1 or a 14, and I'm seeing the masculine's taking the 9 and the feminine taking the 11 from the 911 here. 1 and 1, 11, and then the 9. The masculine's holding 9 and the feminine's holding the 1 or 11. So even though it looks like they're not equal, they're sharing this burden of coming through from the past. He's trying to hold some sort of fire and passion, and the burden of the movement and communication, 5 pivot shift, 8 13 transformation, and she's holding the concept for this new growth in the material world. It's like, all you need to do is bring me the sunlight and I'll make the world for you. So let's look at the potential future here. And again, this is like a life purpose overall view, and it looks like it's dealing with relationships and possibly twin flame, and not necessarily just your own internal makeup. Although it could be, because you have to have this emotional what am I trying to say? Emotional breakthrough in yourself to be able to come to the partner with the complementary number, right? Because 8, 9, and 11 isn't equal, but it's complementary in terms of the numbers that are coming out. Ace of Fire. An exciting new opportunity, career advancement, change your life now. I'm not surprised to see this given the 8 and the King here. 13. Okay, so that's this 13 here. Release. Archangel Azrael. The end of a phase or situation, spiritual transformation, time to move on. Three of Earth inverted. Power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work, be a team player. Now the way that this comes in, it almost reads like a breakup, but I don't think that's necessarily what's going on. I think it's changing the blueprints more than anything else, because I see a tower moment and then a rebirth with the star here. Three of Earth energy. Mars in Capricorn, but we're inverted. But it's still fire energy. It's tethered. Saturn retrograde causing expansion from a single point, like a tree growing, like the seed expanding and growth happening. My plant needs sunshine. It's a different new kind of plant. It's an obvious plant. Yeah. I think this is just upside down because it's there's a new blueprint than what's been happening before. Spiritual transformation in a spiritual place. You're not going to build an edifice in the spiritual place. You don't need the building. Why do you need blueprints for something that's sort of ethereal? But we have this extreme fire energy, and then the ace here as well, coming next to this 1 or 11 energy here. It's transitioning, and we see this number that matches here. Ace and 3, that's 4, that's half of this. So the numbers are splitting and recombining. 17 total breaks down to 8, which is this. It's also strength, but it can also be justice in some decks, which is Libra. So it's this idea of recombining energies, of opening up communication and the flow between the masculine and the feminine to achieve some sort of transformation in the self and in the relationship, in order to be in balance and to have like a favorable judgment on your conflict. Okay. So let me get into the charms. Yes. See, if I hadn't put that there, I would have messed that up again. Is it? That's it. Okay. Okay, so on here I have the necklace. It looks kind of like this hoop here, and it's almost like putting a portal around your neck, or some kind of lodestone. It's like I'm decorating my throat chakra. I'm preparing to speak. I'm making myself proper. It's like I want to clasp our hands together and make this loop. Let's see what's going the other way. Okay, so what was going the other way is the world. And I kind of see this as relating to this. Like I got this with the other one too. I heard New World Order, but it doesn't mean the conspiracy theory kind of a thing. It's that changing the plans that for the world. Like your whole world is shifting, but it's like these are two different sides of a portal, right? I come from this world where we're not talking, and then I flip it over and I have this, like, it's like the cat in Men in Black. It's like this, it's wearing the world on its necklace. The perspective becomes much grander, and you see things in a light that's much more like mystical and spiritual, because you have this transformation of perspective, which is essentially air energy. Alright, so let's get into this work that's being done here in the past. So this is the coffin. It's a very Egyptian Book of the Dead moment here. Number 8, but the 9 of Pentacles. And this is coming in inverted. This gives me a little bit of zombie energy, sort of like mummy resurrection. But it's also like waking up from a coma, getting better from being really sick. And it doesn't have to be physically, it could be spiritually, although the pentacle here suggests physical illness. Now notice with the 9 of Pentacles inverted, it looks like 6 of Pentacles, so there's some kind of balance being struck, some kind of humility in the healing from this. 9 of Pentacles inverted might mean that your stuff isn't growing, but that would be, you know, stunted growth because of some sort of actual blockage, spiritual blockage, emotional blockage. But again, 6 of Pentacles coming in with this inverted, some kind of I don't want to say handout, but it's like accepting help from others. I can do it all by myself. Well, you're gonna end up in the hospital if you keep doing everything on your own. So it does, to me, indicates a little bit of a lack of strength, and also it's not fair. And I'm unable to work. It's not working for me. So you have the letter 7 of Swords with number 27. 2 and 7 goes into 9 again. And then we have Swords. 9 Swords could end up being a nightmare, but I have 7 Swords. The moon in Aquarius. I also see this 2 here and a 7, right? This is like 7 and 7, 14 balance, and then 2, the High Priestess, maybe. But it's almost like, I kind of feel like I'm getting all these hospital bills in the mail, and it's tweaking me out, and I can't figure out what to do with it. Or, like, everybody's messaging me about some problem that I have nothing to do with, and it's all this drama. What the hell's going on? Was this inverted? I don't know. I think it was upright. So we have the house, King of Cups, with the number 4. So we have a foundational number here. This is the home, the safety, the castle, as it were. And it's sort of like, again, I said safety. It's like I'm secure here. Nobody can come in if I don't want them to. King of Cups. Again, it's like nobody can come into my heart if I don't want them to, but it's also this 14 balance number. But also 5 is shift. And I feel like this is saying that in the past, our work is to reconcile this King of Wands with this man with the Ace of Cups into the water and fire temperance and head into this Emperor zone. But it's not like a grand cathedral or castle or anything. It's sort of like a humble abode, right? I might be wielding all my emotions and all my passion, but I'm balanced in my emperor notions, and I'm humble with my surroundings. It could be, you know, a $20 million mansion, but it's not like the masculine energy is flaunting it. It's saying, you know, this is what I can offer. This is where I'm able to provide and establish, you know, the directives for my personal kingdom in such a way. Notice that we go from 8 to 4 here. But I see this as 9 and 7, 16. There's sort of a tower moment here wherein there's this like communicative information of, you know, it's sort of like learning to speak up for yourself. You might be able to, it's like when the trolls are anonymously trashing people online, but as soon as they're face to face with someone, they're like, never mind. It's sort of understanding that people's words don't have any power over you if you don't want them to, and instead of letting it make you ill, you can claim dominance over your emotional kingdom. So that's the work in the past that Libra's coming off of, which is probably why this man is inverted here, letting other people get to him till he feels too weak to communicate. And the feminine is in her own area, not knowing how to go out and seek the truth from her side. So in the present we have 7 of chalices. Now, I was actually trying to read this 7 of swords as the 7 of chalices, but I see now that I actually read it correctly, even though I was thinking about this card. So the 7 of cups is, you know, full of all kinds of stuff. Here's this, you know, $1 million castle and some other fancy stuff. And 7 of cups, oh my god, where's my energy? Venus in Scorpio. Wow, if I could talk. Scorpio is ruling that death cycle. We saw 13 twice here already. So there should be a number 6 to go with this. And notice how it's in line with this inverted 9 of Pentacles. So there is a little bit of the 13, but it's like in the present we're starting to realize that all of this stuff that's being flashed before us is not emotionally fulfilling, and it's answering this call to come into this master of your own emotional content. And also 7, and actually the 9 would be another tower as well. So it's breaking down all the things that are sort of distracting you from knowing your own emotional content. And I'm getting in this a little bit of idea of like an empath, just bogged down by other people's energies. Like, oh man, I'm so tired from peopling. So there's the 9 to go with it. 9 of orbs. This is that nightmare. Where was I talking about this? Maybe it was the other reading, but a 9 of cups inverted is the same as this. I've got a headache. I can't sleep. Everything's upsetting me. I've got a sleep paralysis demon. 9 of swords. Mars in Gemini. Okay. So there's that Martian energy again, trying to expand while dealing with this duality. But the duality is also the darkness. Right? But it's hard to go deep dive emotionally, like this life purpose thing, if you're always struggling to keep your head above water. Now this is coming upright, but let me see what this other challenge card is down here. The 3 of chalices. Okay, so we have 10 cups going sideways. 3 of cups. Mercury in Cancer. Okay, so I have Mercury and I have Venus. And then I have Cancer and Scorpio. So when I see Mercury and Venus, to me, I'm like, okay, these are the 2 signs that are twin signs, right? Mercury is ruling Libra. No, wait, that's wrong. Mercury is ruling Virgo, and it's ruling Gemini. My brain just fucking disappeared. Venus? Mercury. Okay. As if I knew what I was talking about. Gemini and Virgo. Libra and Taurus. And we're dealing with this nightmarish energy. To me, it's a half moon, which goes back into that Cancerian energy. But it also is a little bit more closely associated with that death energy, because nightmares, it's like, oh my god, I feel like I'm dying. 9 and 4, 13. I don't know why that was so difficult for me to even talk about. But I also see... Was there a moon somewhere? I could have sworn there was a moon. Oh, the moon was over here. That was the moon, but it's upright. Right next to this darkness here of the half moon. Unbelievable. I don't know why that was so ridiculous. So I have 10 cups sideways. And I see 10, and I see the wheel again. Right, we're trying to turn this around. This nightmare of constant emotional garbage onslaught. Sound is... I just get so confused sometimes. It just screws up the whole flow. Okay, so for the possible future for what the work is going, 4 of fire in the challenge position. I'm not surprised to see this. This is the foundation. It matches the house. 4 of wands, contentment, peace, and abundance, a happy home life, the successful completion of a project. Right? The successful completion in the future is dependent on turning this friggin' wheel here. But I noticed that this 4 and this 8 have very similar wheelie fire looking things on them. And this one's got a baby dragon in it too. 8 of fire inverted. Wow, why is that inverted? Events moving at a fast pace, delays are over, many things happening at once. Okay, so we go from 4 to 8. What's this other challenge card down here? 3 of air, great sadness, take time to heal, the need to forgive yourself or others. Okay. So in the future, the challenge of getting all the way into your own energy is doing the work to overcome this. But you need to forgive yourself for succumbing to that, and you also need to, you don't necessarily have to forgive, but you need to let go of it, like resentment for people that are, you know, emotionally undeveloped and not willing to come out of this sort of suctioning the energy off of other people mode. This, so I have 3 and I have 4. And it's like I'm missing a number 1 here. But I see it again, I see 3 and 3 and 4, and then I see 4, 7, 3, 3, 7. But I see this constant flux between the number 4, 3, 7, 9, 11, 8, and then the 13 here. But it's almost like a gas station where the gas price keeps changing every few minutes. Or one of those, like, stock ticker things. It's like those slot machines. And the tilt is actually the Wheel of Fortune. 777. Broken heart. In repair. Saturn in Libra. Right, so maybe in the future this energy is going to be resolved all the way this way and start aligning this when Saturn goes direct. It's getting pretty close. Libra. Mercury. Okay, so I don't see any connection there. I mean, I think the charms are going to help clear it up a little bit, but I think it's fairly straightforward. And the reason that this is coming in inverted, even though in the overall life purpose it's happening now, is that it's like, yes, this is on the table for right now in your life purpose, but this overview is a longer span of time than this work snapshot and the relationship snapshot. So what you're doing, like this past might actually be more in line with the future here, and the energy's flowing in and out. So while you're picking up on the energy that you're supposed to have now in the past, you weren't able to do it, and you're picking up on this need to come out of the blocked messages, but in the immediate future it's still going to require a little bit more effort to start turning this pain and this communication the right way. Everything's a little bit slow, but it could still be that this is happening before this part. Oh, I haven't gotten the violin yet. Oh, actually that's a cello, my bad. So I'm the one that drew it, and I'm like, oh, the violin! I think that's it. Okay. So we have this cello here on top of cello on top of this rooster, and going the other way right next to it I have the chalet. Okay, so I feel like the chalet goes with the house. It's like I'm not quite seeing that I can start establishing a better, safer foundation for myself, because I still think I need something I have to start out bigger. But I could just have a little vacation spot where I can go and recuperate my own energy, and then I can build it up into like a place that I can be the whole time. I'm not quite sure what the rooster and a cello has to do with each other yet, so I'm going to leave that there for a second. I'll get back to that. Now the pig over here, and I feel like the pig is looking for truffles. right? I'm trying to dig for gold in this situation. But, I mean, you're gonna have to dig through some shit to get there, right? And it's happening right on this sickness. It's like I'm wallowing in not feeling good, maybe. Alright, so on top of this, I have this death. I have a skull. I am dead. Right next to the release, too. Dead on the letter with this compass of north, right? I know where true north is. This is not going to help me. It's going to make me feel worse. So let's go this other way here. Okay, so going the other way, I have a unicorn and a podium. Okay. A unicorn and a podium next to each other. Going the other way. So moving away from this, I'm connected to my third eye, and I'm able to speak clearly. And notice that this Three of Swords, unicorns on it. I can speak up and think clearly about what I've been through. Now, what is the cock and the cello? Mr. Cello. I kind of feel like it's like I'm chicken to really get into the depths of my own voice. That's kind of how I'm feeling it. Like I could be any note in the orchestra, but I'm like afraid to cross the road to get there, which is coming in on this fear card. Okay. So let's look at Libra relationships. Foot's getting itchy too. And I'm thirsty. Okay. So in the past, in terms of relationships, now it doesn't necessarily mean romantic relationships, although it could be, but it means how you do things, how you're interacting. It's sort of like behavior in a group. So we have the child with a Jack of Swords, which could go either page or knight, depending. I feel like it might be page because we have one over here. And we start with a number 13. And there's this fantasy castle again. In the past, in relationships, I feel like a noob. Every time I start something with somebody, it ends, it dies faster than I think it is, and I have to do everything all over again, and I never seem to get any further. And I see this negative communication, no messenger, as being this sort of same rainbow, and I definitely think now this is the Page of Swords to go with this page here. So we have 11 or 1, and then this 13 here with this. Oh, how was this? Was this challenge? We have the Labyrinth. I think it was in the challenge position. My card of the day for 8/22 was this card. It came out with the birds inverted. So I have the 4 and 3 here. I have a 7, Emperor, Empress, or this 7 that keeps popping up that really wants to be the Chariot, but it's not quite getting there. The Labyrinth is about like finding your way through stuff and also sort of being in society, and while people are separated they could also still see each other over this maze. And this lady here is standing in this Fabergé gazebo, and doesn't really offer any protection because there's holes in that. You know, it's like I'm protected by being fancy. Like, haha, you can't get me, a little bit. At least that's what I get from this card today in particular. But it's coming in the challenge position, and it's this idea that in relationships in the past, we're still struggling to connect to other people, but also sort of separate out our own energy from other people as well. So we're trying to move, but we're not really going anywhere. We know that there has to be some sort of relationship between masculine and feminine energy. in the bridge inverted, 38, so that's 11 again. Or bridges, because there's a couple of them. Major Arcana. So we have the Empress, we have 8 Strength, and then we have 11, which could be Strength again, but either 8 or 11 could also be Libra. Dealing with Venus energy, and possibly Lion fire energy. This is, again, trying to make some sort of communication. We're trying to bridge the gap. And in the past, in terms of relationships and how you're dealing with other people, it's not happening. Why isn't anybody talking to me? Oh, well, you're just a little kid. Go sit at the kids' table. Don't bother yourself with this. That kind of stuff. Like, well, you can't sit with us. I need water. All right. So in the present, in terms of relationships for Libra, 7 of Flames. I'm so not surprised to see this. Mars again, this time in Leo energy. So we're trying to radiate energy, but it's like we're trying to go somewhere, but we're tied down with it too. Don't come at me. I'm shutting down because you're attacking me. I will stand up for what I believe in. 2 of Chalices in the challenge position. Okay, so this is trying to communicate with another person in a deep and meaningful way and having a hard time doing it. Somebody's not opening up. It's difficult right now. 2 of Cups. Venus in Cancer. Okay, so there's that Venus energy again. But that moon energy that's sort of darkening things. Notice they're in this home, this castle that keeps getting talked about, and he's leaning up against the wall here. Right? It's like we're really trying to get to this point where we can be together. This is a lower vibe of the Lovers, and we can't quite get to that healing yet. So we end up with another 9 energy here. I'm waiting around forever. The Star inverted. Didn't I mention the Book of the Dead? Look at this. This is the arc of the millions of years here that Ra or somebody is on. We have Sirius. We're just coming out of the Dog Days of Summer with the Sirius heliacal rising. And then we have this, like, lifetimes here. It's like, I need to heal all of my past lives right now, and it's not fair. 17 breaking down to 8 again. This whole thing breaking down to the Star again. I am having trouble healing right now. Like, is there any hope for me? I'm having a hard time overcoming feeling burnt out. How come, like, my stars aren't aligned? How come I never get what I wish for? Oh, that's sad. It's giving me feels. I don't feel big enough to let down my guard. One 7-17, but also 11-7-18, the moon energy again. So this is in the challenge position. I have the 3 of Cups again. Celebration, wedding, graduation, or birth announcement that need to have more fun. Okay. So this is the same energy over here. So the future for relationships is holding the same energy as the present for what's being worked on. It's like, I want to have, like, in the future, I know that I can have some kind of a celebration here, but I'm struggling to get there. 4 of Earth. Being too frivolous or too cautious with money, good business decisions, giving to those less fortunate. Okay. So we have a 4 here, but now it's in pentacles. Usually this is like the world is not enough. I don't know what to hold on to, what to get rid of. This is the Sun in Capricorn. Leo energy, trying to deal with the material world here. Right? It's like the masculine energy is trying to build relationships for the future, but they still don't know, like, what do I need, what do I not need. I need to have the feminine energy help me deal with the pentacle aspect of manifestation. 3 and 4, 7 again with those 3, 4, 7s. And the King of Fire again. Motivational, idealistic, ambitious, charismatic. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Advice from someone creative. Okay. 18 and 3 is 21. This whole future relationship column is the world. It's the ultimate end of the journey. And there's still this idea of this king is trying to work with the feminine energy to unite this passion into something that can manifest in the physical world. I don't want to be a little kid. I want to be the king. I want to be the emperor. But I'm having trouble manifesting because I don't know which pieces I need. Let me get some charms here. I feel like Virgo and Libra readings are like almost sad because there's such a struggle involved. And Leo's reading was like, oh, you're on your way, you're doing fine. Like, woohoo. But maybe it's just because there is a huge surge of sun energy from that Leo new moon. I don't know. I think that's it. Okay, so over here in the board, I have the back of the credit card. To me, this is like the finer details, but it's coming out near that 4 of Earth. It's like, am I overspending myself? Am I, like, what? I'm missing some details in trying to manifest resources. Or again, it's like, I don't, like, I'm too, it's like, I can't afford to come see you. Right? My car broke down. Or, you know, I don't have all the details I need to know what I need and what I don't need. Now, holding on, like literally holding on to this bridge is the hand with the ring on it. This is sort of like, ooh, let's get married. But it's like, let's build the bridge. Let's open up this ring of fire. Like, put a ring on it. And again, I said something about I want to hold on to your hand in here somewhere, I think. What was that about? Oh, it was the clasp, which I knocked over. That's the clasp, is like little hands holding each other. Let's hold hands and make the bridge. Let me swing out to you like a trapeze artist. Now over here on the 2 of chalices, I have the bleeding, the bloody fingertip. I'm getting a little bit of like diabetic, like you're too sweet for me. But also with this energy here in this section of what you're trying to work to overcome, it might be that sort of once bitten, twice shy people that I've been involved with before, like coming from this labyrinth energy and this 3 of swords, even though that's a future potential, it's like, is everybody gonna bleed me dry? Like nothing's ever enough. Now, interestingly, these charms fell onto the previous section, but I've got a candelabra and then I've got these champagne glasses going the other way. Right? It's sort of like illumination, but also like a moonlit night, like candlelight night. But these champagne glasses look an awful lot like the ones in here. Because there's 2 of them. You know, it's like I can't celebrate until I gain some kind of illumination in this darkness. anything else? I feel like there's not quite enough here. Let me look at the bottoms of the deck and get a wrap up. Alright, so these are all in reverse. 4 Reason the Emperor. Reverse. 3 the Ship in reverse. With the 10 of Swords in reverse. 3 the Empress in reverse. But the Emperor right behind it upright. Interesting. Interesting. Behind this Emperor in reverse, the Adept of Orbs in reverse, the Page of Swords in reverse. I don't want to be a noob anymore. I'm struggling to figure this out to get all the way into control of my own world. I'm feeling a little bit out of balance. I'm having a hard time nurturing myself. But I know that I'm almost there, and then I can finally, without the feminine, I can't be in the master of my domain. As sort of like what's missing, what's not there to travel the world in the air, Libra, 3 the feminine, but we have 10 of Swords. There's going to be an end to this pain. Saturn in Sagittarius, inverted. Saturn retrograde. Is helping to heal this pain. When Saturn goes upright, we're not going to worry about this anymore. We might have a window to this opportunity, but notice right behind it, 3-0 upright, the lilies. Now notice how there's real ones in front but fake ones in back, right? It's like I'm not looking at the fake shit anymore, I'm looking at the real deal. Empress, new beginning, King of Swords, the king of the truth. Okay, so all these cards are lining up here saying it's challenging, but it's gonna happen soon. It's not like saying, oh, you literally have to wait until like mid-September for fucking Saturn to go upright. It's saying that the energy itself is like causing this bottleneck. No more charms. No more lucky charms. So while the elements that Libra is working on in terms of balancing masculine and feminine, looking like mostly external relationship wise, it's this interweaving series of numbers flipping back and forth between knowing that there's a communication problem, trying to open up communication, and then going through these transformative and destructive cycles to find out what it is that you really do need. Okay. Oh yeah, the sign. Duh. So if you want to get a personal reading, you can hit me up. Let me move this so I can get it. And then friggin', hang on, it's crooked. My camera's getting hot. If you want to get a personal reading, you can hit me up, thecatcamebackatcamp@gmail.com. I have an infomercial video on YouTube that has links to all of this other stuff. Oh God, what is it called? The list of all the readings I have and how much they cost is in the description box of the infomercial video. If you go on my YouTube, it's linked in most of my regular videos, and the screen thing looks like this, the thumbnail. But if you have any questions, you can just email me, thecatcamebackatcamp@gmail.com. If you're seeing this, you're already hanging out with me on Patreon. You can always donate, paypal.me/CATtheMinion, Cash App, and Venmo. I also have, I've got the merch and the prints and the coloring books and the poetry book. The actual art stuff, if you're on Patreon, you may have already seen the link to my catalog. So I've got actual art things there. You can get more chapbook packs. I got tons of them hanging around now. So stay groovy, and we'll see you later. Bye.